2024 is nearly upon us and promises even bigger single-player games with more expansive settings, realistic visuals, and near-endless replay value. However, the future stretches even further, with several new IPs and sequels that haven't been dated, but look incredible. Here are 40 single-player games of 2024 and beyond to look forward to. Grand Theft Auto 6. The biggest game on this list, which is not even out until 2025, is Grand Theft Auto 6. Rockstar Games' highly anticipated sequel already hit 150 million views on YouTube with its first trailer with no signs of slowing down. The prospect of a modern Vice City setting that too built for current-gen platforms with new protagonists and the sheer insanity of the brand is already enticing off the bat. Rockstar touts this as the biggest, most immersive evolution of the series yet, and we're inclined to believe them. It's coming to PS5 and Xbox Series X and S first, with a PC version yet to be announced. Fable. Announced in July 2020 for Xbox Series X and S and PC, Fable is a reboot of Lionhead Studios' action RPG series. Developed by Playground Games, it received a new trailer with Jack and the Beanstalk-style scenario featuring Richard Ayoade of the IT Crowd. Lead lighting artist Lucas Coles claims it was captured on Xbox Series X, and while raw gameplay is still pending, it's not bad in terms of visual fidelity. All that's left to do is to wait and watch for more updates. Like a Dragon: Infinite Wealth. Examining the concept of infinity isn't a particularly new endeavor, but from the lens of Like a Dragon, it results in the series' longest game yet. Like a Dragon: Infinite Wealth starts with Ichiban Kasuga, the protagonist from Yakuza Like a Dragon, venturing into Honolulu City to find his birth mother. Through some rather bizarre circumstances, he teams up with Kazuma Kiryu and runs afoul of the local mafia, led by new antagonist Dwight Mendez, voiced by Danny Trejo. The stakes are higher than ever, but Infinite Wealth still promises plenty of over-the-top fun. OD. Kojima Productions finally revealed its newest IP recently, OD, a horror game, also the same title that Xbox Game Studios is publishing. Aside from utilizing the company's cloud-native technology and featuring the likes of Jordan Peele as a collaborator, among others, there isn't much known about the title. Some trademarks for social stealth and social scream systems offer hints at the multiplayer elements, though it may end up like Death Stranding and retained single-player focused. Nevertheless, it may be a while before gameplay debuts, so sit tight. Rise of the Ronin. The Bakumatsu is a focal point of Japanese history, with the Tokugawa shogunate falling and the Meiji Restoration underway. Team Ninja's upcoming action RPG casts a player as a Ronin who can choose their side and develop bonds with characters like Sakamoto Ryoma and Shoin Yoshida. Depending on those decisions, the story changes and certain factions may oppose you. From a gameplay standpoint, Rise of the Ronin offers a massive open world with a grappling hook, glider, and horseback used for traversal. While you can rely on a katana to fight and even dual-wield them, there are also spears and firearms like rifles and pistols to take down enemies. Of course, this is from the team behind Nioh, so deflecting a fire arrow back at an enemy and setting a sword ablaze for elemental attacks is a thing. Rise of the Ronin launches on March 22nd for PS5. The Wolf Among Us 2. Bigby Wolf has had a rough one, with the last gameplay reveal for The Wolf Among Us 2 showcasing his anger issues. Then again, that rings true for the sequel's development, especially with recent reports that most of the development team was laid off. We're still looking forward to the narrative adventure, especially with its development shifting to Unreal Engine 5 and all episodes developed together. It's planned for launch in 2024 on Xbox Series X and S, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and PC. Metal Gear Solid Delta: Snake Eater. Years of rumors later, Konami finally announced its first Metal Gear Solid remake, Metal Gear Solid Delta: Snake Eater, co-developed with Virtuous on Unreal Engine 5 and promising a faithful recreation with evolved gameplay. It's coming to Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC. How far it remains to be seen, but here's hoping we see it sooner rather than later in the coming years, especially after the impressive in-engine trailer. Silent Hill 2 Remake. Among its remakes of beloved IPs, Konami announced one for Silent Hill 2, developed by Bloober Team on Unreal Engine 5. With composer Akira Yamaoka and art director creature designer Masahiro Ito involved, there's plenty of hype. But the past year hasn't seen too many updates. The developer has said that things are progressing smoothly and in accordance with our schedule, but it's up to Konami to share more information. With no loading screens on PS5, rebuild combat and set pieces, and the best facial expressions in the franchise's history, Silent Hill 2 could be the long-awaited revival that the series needs. Tom Clancy's The Division 3. As if Massive Entertainment didn't have enough under its belt, Tom Clancy's The Division 3 will be happening. Nothing is known about it, but Julian Garrity, creative director of The Division 2 and now executive producer for the brand, says the team is focused on refinement and pushing the quality bar consistently forward. As always, we'll need to wait for further details, but if its single-player experience is like any of the previous games, it should be fun. Marvel's Blade. Perhaps the most surprising announcement to close out 2023 is Marvel's Blade, developed by Arcane Lion. Though it's just begun development and hasn't revealed any gameplay, it's hyped as a third-person action-adventure with the famous hunter battling vampires in a quarantine zone in Paris. It may be a while before we learn more, but Bethesda has interestingly refused to comment on its Xbox Series X and S exclusivity. Marvel's Wolverine. Insomniac Games has delved into darker territory with Marvel's Spider-Man 2, but Marvel's Wolverine aims for an even more mature tone. Helmed by creative director Brian Horton and game director Cameron Christian of Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales fame, it's rumored to launch in 2025 for PS5, with semi-open world elements and Madripoor as a location. Senua Saga Hellblade 2. As the long-awaited follow-up to Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, Hellblade 2 sees Senua venturing to Viking Iceland to presumably fight the Northmen. Based on the latest trailer, combat looks as hard-hitting and visceral as ever, while the brutality and gorgeous visuals is on a whole different level. Between overwhelming threats and the Fury's voices, Senua has her work cut out. Senua Saga Hellblade 2 launches in 2024 for Xbox Series X and S and PC, though it implied to arrive later in the year. Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl. Speaking of long-awaited, GSC Game World's Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl is nearly upon us, launching in Q1 2024 for Xbox Series X and S and PC. With the developer facing innumerable challenges, it's incredible to see the sequel delivering such fidelity while sticking to the survival horror of its predecessors. As a stalker in the Chernobyl exclusion zone, you're again hunting for artifacts, surviving against radiation, anomalies, and other hazards in a massive and seamless open world. With over 30 weapon types, branching paths, and multiple endings, Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl promises extensive replay value with its 40-hour story. Control 2. Of all the games with a lack of information floating around, Control 2 is perhaps top of the list. It's developed on Remedy's Northlight engine and is currently in the proof-of-concept stage. However, with Alan Wake 2 senior gameplay designer Leonid Stepanov moving over to the project and the former setting up its story, there's plenty of reason to be excited. It's coming to Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC, though a release window is still unknown. Death Stranding 2. The other big Kojima Productions title in the works is Death Stranding 2, or more accurately, DS2, which is a working title. Norman Reedus returns as an older Sam Porter Bridges, Léa Seydoux once again portrays Fragile, and Troy Baker returns as what many presume to be Higgs. Elle Fanning and Shiori Kotsuna are also part of the cast, but little else is known, aside from it not being a regular sequel and utilizing new techniques for more photorealistic CG, per director Hideo Kojima. Though a release window for PS5 hasn't been announced, rumors indicate it could launch in 2024. The Alters. 11-Bit Studios is known for its survival titles that require morally questionable decisions, but The Alters, launching in 2024 for PC, is on an entirely different scale. As Jan Dolsky, you roam a doomed planet in a massive base, avoiding killer rays from the sun to eventually go home. It's not an easy task, so he creates alters, versions of himself with unique backgrounds and personalities suited for different tasks. Not only do you have to interact and bond with them, but also locate vital resources to survive. So far, the prospect of managing different versions of Jan, some satisfied with their existence and others not, The Alters looks to be a trippy but solid survival title. Kingdom Hearts 4. Just when you thought Kingdom Hearts 3 had a simple and clean ending, which, let's be honest, no one believes, the developer is working on Kingdom Hearts 4. It's being developed on Unreal Engine 5 and thus far announced only for PS5. with Sora Awakening. You'll still wield a Keyblade to battle enemies. What's going on, and will Sora embark on another multi-world spanning adventure? Yes, on the latter, but for everything else, we'll find out when the developer has more to share. Next, Mass Effect. RPG fans have plenty of news to look forward to in 2024, but the next Mass Effect is still in pre-production. BioWare did release an in-engine teaser though, which featured what could be a new protagonist along with returning races like Geth, Asari, and Solarians, but very little else is known. Even worse is that it's allegedly not launching until 2029. Nevertheless, we'll wait if only to see Commander Shepard potentially return. Max Payne 1 and 2 Remake. Even after launching the excellent Alan Wake 2, Remedy Entertainment isn't slowing down. Along with Control 2, a co-op spin-off codenamed Condor, and the recently rebooted Kestrel, it's also remaking Max Payne 1 and 2. Published by Rockstar Games, it's coming to Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC, and will feature a AAA budget, with a promise to bring the story, action, and atmosphere of the original games back to players in new ways. Max Payne 1 and 2 Remake looks like an instant hit. Of course, when it will launch remains to be seen, so again, we'll have to sit tight. Nalis. Ion Lands garnered some attention with its cyberpunk adventure Cloudpunk, and it's returning to the same setting for something more ambitious. Nalis involves managing a food place, starting from a stall and eventually progressing to a restaurant or club. On top of managing businesses, you can interact with different customers and friends, explore the city, customize your home, and see what life is like in the gorgeous voxel art city. Nalis is planned to launch in 2024 for PC. Exodus. Archetype Entertainment's Exodus is a sci-fi action RPG adventure for Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC, featuring Matthew McConaughey, and right away the resemblance to Mass Effect is uncanny. Interestingly, it features time dilation as a core mechanic. You need to steal technology from the Celestials for the sake of humanity's place in the universe. However, a journey that feels like days could take several years, and you'll need to deal with that consequence. We still need to see more gameplay and how the time dilation works, but it's intriguing if nothing else. Perfect Dark. What is happening with Perfect Dark, Xbox Game Studios' reboot of the acclaimed first-person shooter, singular, the prequel, never happened, for PC and Xbox Series X and S? Your guess is as good as ours. We know that the initiative is working on it with Crystal Dynamics, but that's officially it. Unofficially, there are reports of development troubles, including development restarting from scratch in 2022 with Unreal Engine 5 as the main engine. It's rumored to be about 2 to 3 years off and may have an episodic release. Playing as Joanna Dark on a new sci-fi spy fantasy is still enticing, but more details are desperately needed. Silent Hill F. The new wave of Silent Hill is off to a somewhat rough start with Silent Hill Ascension and its interactive shenanigans. However, along with Silent Hill 2 Remake, there's also Silent Hill F to look forward to. Set in rural Japan during the 1960s, it's a new mainline title with Ryukishi 07 of Umineko and Higurashi fame writing the story, which is an enticing prospect unto itself. Combined with artist Kara, Spirit Hunter NG, it should make for a visceral horror experience unlike anything the series has seen. Silent Hill Townfall. In the hopefully more immediate future is Silent Hill Townfall, developed by No Code of Stories Untold fame with Konami co-producing. The developer's other titles are more narrative and adventure-focused, but it's created some incredibly unorthodox and involving horror. Job listings indicated that Townfall is developed on Unreal Engine 5, while rumors state it's the first in an anthology series. Whatever the case, we need to see more soon. Wonder Woman. Monolith Productions hasn't released a full-fledged game since 2017 with Middle-earth: Shadow of War. Nevertheless, we still love the Nemesis system, and it's coming back for Wonder Woman, which is in the works for Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC. Outside of being an open-world single-player action-adventure title that isn't being designed for live services assured WB Games, nothing else is known. A gameplay reveal in 2024 feels like a safe bet. Hopefully, the launch isn't too far behind. Project Polaris: The Witcher 4. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt remains one of the more beloved titles in gaming, and it's finally getting a sequel. Well, more accurately, it's getting a new trilogy starting with Project Polaris. Currently in pre-production on Unreal Engine 5, It has almost 330 developers working on it and promises to be an excellent entry point for new players. A player-created Witcher? Series return? New regions to explore? Whatever the case may be, we're excited. Project Orion, Cyberpunk 2077 sequel. Given the success of Cyberpunk 2077's revival and Phantom Liberty, we're even more hyped for Project Orion. Led by the team behind Phantom Liberty, it's developed on Unreal Engine 5 and promises to showcase the full power and potential of the universe. It has a ways to go, but despite the challenge, the developer says there's so much space to actually do something awesome. Time will tell where it's set and whether it will even be first person, so sit tight. Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons Remake. 505 Games and Avant-Garde SRL are releasing a remake of Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons on February 28th for Xbox Series X and S, PC, and PS5. With revamped visuals, a live orchestra for its re-recorded soundtrack, and local co-op support, it promises to maintain the original's emotional impact. Those who played the 2013 version can also look forward to some new secrets. Earthblade. With gorgeous pixel art, Metroid-style exploration, and promise countless mysteries, Earthblade is the next promising game from Celeste developer Extremely OK Games. As Nevoa, players return to a ruined Earth and investigate what happened. There are potential allies to meet, enemies to fight, and massive environments to explore. And I couldn't be more excited. Last Sentinel. Announced at the Game Awards 2023, Last Sentinel drew some attention for its futuristic version of Tokyo, divided between the old and new world. It's an open-world title developed on Unreal Engine 5, led by Steve C. Martin of Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption fame. Not much else is known, but it's worth waiting for gameplay footage at the very least. No Rest for the Wicked. What do you get when mixing isometric action RPG combat, a dark medieval realm, and Moon Studios' penchant for gorgeous visuals? You get No Rest for the Wicked, launching in early access for PC in Q1 of 2024, but also coming to Xbox Series X and S and PS5. It sees a king dead and the pestilence sweeping the land. You're tasked with wiping it out, visiting unique locations with different challenges and secrets, and building up a quaint town for respite. Online co-op for up to 4 players is included, but as a single-player title, it looks fantastic. Black Myth: Wukong. Launching on August 20th for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, Black Myth: Wukong is an action RPG that sees Sun Wukong battling against the forces of evil. Along with his signature staff, which is customizable, players can utilize 3 different stances depending on the need and unleash powerful skills. You can also expect over 100 unique enemies and hidden bosses to test your might against. Light No Fire. Already dubbed No Man's Earth, Light No Fire is an incredibly ambitious new title from Hello Games, which aims to provide a survival sandbox RPG on a planet the size of Earth. It's completely open with various biomes to explore, enemies to battle, and resources to collect while players learn more about the planet and its state. There's the prospect of building communities and settlements with other players, but you can also cross the oceans, climb mountains, and explore on your own. Currently confirmed for PC, Light No Fire doesn't have a release window, but we'll probably learn more about it in the coming year. Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League. Much as one may decry the co-op component of Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League, it still promises a narrative-focused adventure for solo players. As King Shark, Harley Quinn, Deadshot, and Captain Boomerang, players must fight back against Brainiac's invasion and his mind control of the Justice League. Combat is more shooter-focused with some juggle mechanics and extensive mobility, while Metropolis is a wide-open playground to mess around in. Ideally, this all coalesces into a memorable story when it launches on February 2nd for Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC. The Elder Scrolls 6. Did Bethesda have to announce The Elder Scrolls 6 at E3 2018, especially with early development announced this past August? Probably not. Is it at least 5 years away, as Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer believes? Most likely. Is there anything known about it except for the title and that it's using Creation Engine 2? Well, former design director Bruce Nesmith confirmed it has a similar leveling system as Skyrim, so that's something. Despite the mixed reactions from players to Starfield, it's a new Elder Scrolls title, which is still a big deal. The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. Naughty Dog has cancelled its standalone multiplayer title for The Last of Us, but it's still going forward with its single-player projects. The Last of Us Part 3 is rumored, but in the meantime, newcomers and longtime fans can check out The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. Launching on January 19th for PS5, it features 3 lost levels, developer commentary, new features, and visual improvements. It's a $10 upgrade for PS4 owners, making it a perfect way to revisit the classic. Blade Runner 2033 Labyrinth. As the first Blade Runner title since the 1997 adventure game, Blade Runner 2033 Labyrinth is set between the original film and Blade Runner 2049. It's after the blackout which caused Replicant's productions to cease, not permanently of course given future events. While the gameplay has yet to be showcased, the aesthetic is undeniably Blade Runner and has us excited for the dark dystopian possibilities. Clockwork Revolution. In Exile Entertainment, which released The Incredible Wasteland 3, has resurfaced with a brand new role-playing game, this time in first person. Clockwork Revolution is coming to Xbox Series X and S and PC, and focuses on a steampunk setting. By traveling back in time, players learn how the location came to be and can choose to change things. How this will impact the world is ultimately up to you. The stylish aesthetic is already enough, but In Exile's narrative approach and complex choices are the main appeal. Little Nightmares 3. Supermassive Games is in charge of the next title of the acclaimed horror platforming series, which launches in 2024 for Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PS4, PS5, PC, and Nintendo Switch. Starring newcomers Lo and Alone, players journey through the spiral part of the nowhere, battling hostile creatures and even bigger threats, like Monster Baby, searching for a way out. Full of the same platforming action and tense stealth, Little Nightmares 3 also offers online co-op, though you can play the entire game solo. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown offers some fast-paced 2.5D side-scrolling action combined with deep platform-style exploration. Players control Sargon, who must save his target. What appears to be a routine mission spirals out of control as Sargon gains time manipulation powers and fights to save the kingdom despite being marked as an enemy. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is out on January 18th for Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PS4, PS5, PC, and Nintendo Switch, with a demo coming on January 11th. Dragon's Dogma 2. When you think of Skyrim-like titles, Dragon's Dogma 2 probably isn't the first to come to mind. Dragon's Dogma 2 features good combat, a pawn system, has unique locations, vocations, tactics, and more while polishing the combat mechanics. With a world that has impressive fidelity courtesy of the RE engine, it should make an impression after launching on March 22nd for Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Over 100 hours of gameplay, when 50 gigabytes of installation space needed, side content double that of the main quest, a vast expansive world map, and even some new episodes for characters. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth isn't messing around. The scary thing is that it isn't even scratching the surface of what the remake offers. While many are doubtlessly excited about other aspects of the game, we're keen on getting lost in Rebirth's world when it launches on February 29th for PS5. Star Wars Outlaws. Massive Entertainment Star Wars Outlaws looks to offer a huge single-player adventure. As space scoundrel Kay Vess, players can ally with different factions, take on tasks, or double-cross whomever they please en route to pulling off a big heist. Third-person, cover-based shooting, there's plenty of action to go around. However, Outlaws' biggest strength is arguably the branching dialogue and choices, which have long-standing consequences. It's out in 2024 for Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC. Alone in the Dark. Alone in the Dark has its fair share of reboots in the past to abject failure. Edward Carnby ventures to Deserto Manor in the 1920s to investigate the disappearance of Emily Hartwood's uncle. Both characters are playable and offer unique campaigns, with the full story revealed after completing both. And the manor harbors all kinds of dark secrets and horrors. Alone in the Dark launches on March 20th for Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC. Hades 2. Supergiant Games Hades 2 is finally going into early access in Q2 of 2024. The full extent of its content is unknown. You can expect the same level of gameplay mechanics over multiple runs. There will also be new systems and much more to sink dozens of hours into. Early access is coming to PC first, but expect console versions to be announced in the future. Hey, did you know that we at Gaming Bolt upload new videos every day? Stick around, drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell, and let us know what kind of content you'd like to see in the future with a comment below.